we have the integral of the square root of x squared minus 25 divided by x. And with this type of integral, we'll use what's called trigonometric substitution method. And to use this method, we would use these suggestions right here. So the integral containing expressions like square root of a squared minus u squared, and then we would let u be a sine of theta. If the integral contains expressions like square root of a squared plus u squared, and then we will let u be a tangent of theta. And if we have square root of u squared minus a squared, then we would let u be a secant theta. So if we look back at our integrand here, we have something that looks like u squared minus a squared. Since we have u squared minus a squared, and then the suggestion is that we let u be a secant theta. So we let u be a secant theta. And we will let u squared be x squared and let a squared be 25. And then from here, we take the square root of the u squared, we get u. If we take the square root of x squared, we get x. And then we let a squared, so a squared be 25. And then take the square root, and the square root of a squared is a, square root of 25 is 5. And so now we have u is a secant theta, and then this would be a is 5, and then secant theta. But u is x, so x is also 5 secant theta. So we have x equal to 5 secant of theta. And so now we do the derivative dx, d theta. And we get 5 secant theta tangent theta. So this means that dx is equal to 5 secant theta tangent theta d theta. And so for this integral, let's go ahead and work out this part. So this becomes x squared is 5 secant theta. So you have 5 secant theta squared, and then minus 25. And this becomes 25 secant squared theta minus 25. And then the common factor is 25. But secant square minus 1 is tangent square. And this would be 5 tangent of theta. So this integral will be integral the square root of x squared minus 25 is 5 tangent of theta. X is 5 secant theta. And then dx is 5 secant tangent d theta. And notice that this 5 secant theta and this 5 secant theta, they were cancelled out. And what's left is 5 secant theta, 5 tangent theta times tangent theta. So this part and this part will cancel out, and then we have 5 tangent theta times tangent theta, which is 5 tangent squared theta. And then we can integrate this as follows. So this becomes 5, and then tangent squared is secant squared minus 1, and then d theta. Antiderivative secant squared is just tangent theta. Recall that the derivative of tangent theta is secant squared, and therefore the antiderivative of secant squared is tangent theta. And the antiderivative for constant 1 is just theta. And now we need to rewrite theta in terms of x. And to do that, we can go back to right here. So we have x is equal to 5 secant of theta, and then dividing by 5. We have x divided by 5 is equal to secant of theta. And recall that by definition, secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. Since cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and so secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. So the hypotenuse will be x, the adjacent side will be 5, so this is theta. The hypotenuse is x, the adjacent side is 5, so the opposite side will be the square root of x squared minus 1. And recall that we work this out as follows. Hypotenuse square is equal to adjacent side square, and then plus the opposite side square. So this will be x square and then the adjacent side is 5 square, and then plus the opposite side square. So we'll get the opposite side square is equal to x squared, and then 5 squared here, we subtract both sides by 25, and we get x squared minus 25. And then take the square root of both sides, and the opposite side will be the square root of x squared minus 25. So that's how we got x squared minus 25. And then if we look back at our expression here, we need theta and we need tangent of theta. Tangent is opposite over the hypotenuse over the adjacent, and so tangent of theta will be the square root of x squared minus 25 divided by 5. So we have tangent of theta is the square root of x squared minus 25 divided by 5. So now we can write this in terms of x. So this will be the square root of x squared minus 25 over 5. And then theta, which is secant inverse, of x over 5. And then plus c. And this is the answer.